Sinners is a part gangster movie, part drama, and a part vampire movie. Sign me up.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
Hi, I'm Jack, and welcome back because today I'm going to give you guys my review for the latest movie from director Ryan Coogler that premiered in theaters recently. Sinners, starring Michael B. Jordan as twins Smoke and Stack, Miles Caton, Hailee Steinfeld, Jack O'Connell, Delroy Lindo, and more. Let me know down below in the comments, what are your thoughts on this movie? I would love to know that. And with that said, let's get started. Sinners follows twin brothers who return to their Mississippi hometown after their time in Chicago and the events of World War I, only to discover that as they try to rebuild their lives anew, a greater and sinister presence lurks in the background waiting to welcome them home. And this premise is only the tip of the iceberg. I've been a fan of Ryan Coogler ever since I first saw Black Panther in theaters, and when I've continued to watch his movies, he is one of the best working filmmakers today, with movies like Creed, the Black Panther duology, and so as Fruitvale Station. And Michael B. Jordan is a very charismatic actor, and I was excited to see him portray twin characters, and so as the idea that this is a movie with vampire elements, part gangster and part drama side of the story, and that had me excited, and so as the trailers. So ever since then, I have been really looking forward to seeing what Ryan Coogler was having in store with Sinners. So now that I've had the chance to see it recently, I'm happy to report that I absolutely loved it. It is exciting, fresh, unique. It has everything I love about movies, and it is also amazing. If you have the chance to see this movie in theaters, do so as soon as you can. Do not miss this movie. And if you can see it in IMAX and 70mm IMAX, do that as well. This is a movie shot in those cameras, and this movie will have an even greater effect if you've seen it on a format like the ones I had just mentioned.
Do it.
This is a movie that deserves the theater experience. It is just so exciting, and when I saw this movie, I had my jaw on the floor at numerous points in the story. So I highly recommend you go see it if you have not. As for the movie itself, I loved it. It is probably as good as Creed. Yahoo! Which says a lot because I adore that first Creed movie from Ryan Coogler. And when I watched this movie, I simply was grinning from ear to ear. I really like the story, and it is so much more than I thought it was going to be, even based on the premise. The main heart and anchor of the movie is Miles Caton's Sammy. And not only is he an incredible character with goals that are well established, and so as being a character I loved following as this movie goes on, but this is a fantastic debut performance from Miles. I was in awe of what he brought to the screen. So much screen presence, the way he is able to hold his own against all of these actors, I think is just simply magnificent for an actor like him. And I hope to see him do more movies in the future and get a really bright future ahead of him because of what he was able to do as Sammy in Sinners, from his goal of wanting to perform music, especially blues music, in the Jim Crow South, in that time frame in Mississippi, and what that does to attract Sammy and Stack for what they want to do with their lives.
Let this man cook.
I really enjoyed that part of the movie, and it's definitely the heart of the story for Sinners, and the rest of the performances are good. Michael B. Jordan is so fantastic in this movie that I truly forgot that this is just one guy performing twin characters. It truly made me feel like I was watching twins when I saw him as Smoke and Stack in this movie. He is so good. The charisma is still on screen, but he is also playing such a different character than what I'm used to seeing from him, and he just knocks it out of the park as I hoped he would. Hailee Steinfeld as Mary is also really great here for the screen time she had, for her relationship with these characters and why she is here, and so as the supporting cast like Jack O'Connell, Delroy Lindo, Lee Jun Lee. Everybody here is on the top of their game here, and the performances are all very strong with not a single weak link. This is also an impeccably crafted movie. The directing from Ryan Coogler is amazing. It is a phenomenal turn as a director from him, with the way he brings the story to life, blends all these genres, and simply direct all these actors and make sure that all these pieces are properly put in place. I don't see how anybody could have made the story work but Ryan Coogler. If somebody else had to handle all these different moving parts, I don't know if it would be as successful if Ryan Coogler wasn't directing it, but he found a way to make all of this work from the genre elements, including gangster, drama, and vampire. All three of them had a good amount of presence. They all functioned into the story with a purpose, and I really liked how they all stand in and even serve as a metaphor for certain things in a couple of ways. And how that plays out here is really well done. The cinematography from Autumn Durald Arkapaw is simply spectacular. There are shots in here that are burned into my brain after having seen it not even a full week ago. It is amazing stuff, from the sun to the colors to how vibrant it can be at daytime to even how it portrays the bright and dark side of these scenes, especially when we are in the Jim Crow South in a hometown in Mississippi, and especially with the vampire element in play. It is so well done. It looks amazing. It is one of the best looking movies I have seen in the last couple of years. It is simply a magnificent feat what this movie accomplished on that front from Autumn's cinematography work, and so is how colorful it looks, but also how dark and eerie it feels when things get really intense. And then on top of that, the music by Ludwig Göransson is another home run from him. He has made amazing movie scores like Oppenheimer, and so has the Black Panther duology, and so has TV shows like Community and The Mandalorian. Ludwig Göransson is out there continuing to show why he's one of the best film music composers in the industry, and Sinners is another home run from him. But what I also love is that not only is this just an amazing score on its own, but it also feels like a character on its own. It feels like it adds the story so well, from how it feels to the sounds to the instruments that are at play. It feels so well meshed together for the particular scenes, and how it was able to be composed and spliced and so as performed. It is just really exciting. It felt like my ears were being healed as I watched this movie. It's simply just an amazing work of music that Ludwig Göransson was able to pull off for Sinners. It is an absolute highlight for this movie. And even with the story, with exploring a lot of ideas about music, how it transcends a lot of different things. It is a standout thing about life that connects people together. And so as with how that creates opposition with people, especially in the Jim Crow South, with a lot of these different elements, including religion, vampire elements, the gangster life. It is a really big point in this story. And I love the message here about following your dreams, and so as music, and how beautiful of an art form that music truly is. And it fits so well for a visual medium like film. And what Sinners also does that I really like too is it was able to take all these different characters and introduce us to these characters one by one with a really strong opening, and then it gradually crescendos until we get to the resolution, and it never lets up. Not a single dull moment in sight as I watch Sinners. And on top of that too, the vampire carnage, when that happens, is brutal. It is not a full-blown horror movie in that sense, but when it's on screen, it is gnarly. It leaves an impact, and it hits you so much that it feels like it just makes the movie even more exciting and also even more intense. It is just a movie that does know when to play these cards, when to do all these different things, and how to make it so seamless that it doesn't feel like elements were missing, elements were either shortchanged, or they're too much of a certain thing. It is just really well put together. I think the movie's story structure serves to its advantage really well, where it starts off with a really strong opening that gets a resolution by the end, but then it slowly develops each of these characters, from Sammy, Smoke, Stack, Mary, the peers and friends and family of these characters, and explore this hometown during the Jim Crow South, and how it explores the racial tensions between characters, how that plays into the narrative, and so as with the metaphor for what the vampires stand for, and so as the significance emotionally of music in the story, to even what the characters really want to achieve and dream for. It's all so well put together that by the very end, I was left really satisfied with the full package of this movie. And on top of that, it also had a really sweet epilogue that really made this whole movie feel so worthwhile. While it's not a full-blown horror movie in that sense, Sinners still has moments that are scary, frightening, and so as having some very effective scary moments that really had me on the edge of my seat.
Oh, what was I worried about?
Sinners is simply a very well-crafted movie with some incredible scenes from a technical standpoint. There is a one-shot take in this movie, and I'm not going to say what it is, but you'll know it when you see it. And I had my jaw on the floor for the significance of it from an emotional standpoint, from a character standpoint, to even from a filmmaking standpoint. It is simply excellent how it is made and put together. When it happened, I felt like I was immersed in this movie. It truly felt like a life-changing scene for the better. And it is one of the best scenes in this movie and one of the best scenes I've seen in a movie all year. It's going to have a whole lot of chatter, and I can't wait for it to do so. And so is for the movie as a whole, if we're being honest.
Nice. Made me happy, made me smile. Nice.
It is just so well put together while also tackling a bunch of different ideas about vampirism, the American dream, and so as racist tensions within this hometown of Mississippi, because all these characters have characters who care for them, but also characters who face a lot of opposition with them. And what does that look like in this hometown of Mississippi? And so is how all these different elements find ways to be brought back into the fold later on, or even get some sort of payoff here, I find to be very effective. It just makes the story of Sinners one that's so rich that anybody could find their way to get invested in, even if you're not into certain genre elements in here. But this movie finds a way to make it all work and be satisfying, and not only just be a movie that's so entertaining, but also with very mature topics, so that when Sinners ends, I sat there to myself thinking, this is one for the ages. One of the best movies of the 2020s, without a doubt in my mind. It is simply a remarkable feature of movie making, and I just can't wait to watch this again when I do. And overall, Sinners is simply a masterful work of film. From the directing from Ryan Coogler, to the performances from the entire cast, to the technical side of things, and even the story with great themes and messages and a lot of elements that finds a way to be worked into the story so well. From a visual medium and even from a narrative standpoint, it is simply a very satisfying watch, and without a doubt, my favorite movie I have seen so far this year. So in the end, I'm going to give Sinners an A+. If you haven't seen it, highly, highly, highly recommend you to do so. Sinners is amazing, and if you have not seen the trailers, keep it that way. Go into this movie. It is not overhyped. It is properly rated and properly well received, as it should be.
I like it. Hell, I love it.
So yeah, that's my review for Sinners. What are your thoughts on this movie? Let me know down below in the comment section. I'd love to know your thoughts on it. Stay tuned for some upcoming videos I have planned, and don't forget to follow me on social media. My username is down below at the bottom of the screen and in the description below, so please go down while you're at it. And thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe button, and stay tuned for more.